Hit the like, subscribe as we continue to rebuild the platform. Here we have the words of Draymond Green speaking on his coach, Steve Kerr, as there's discussions about him possibly walking away from the Golden State Warriors here in recent days. Reading this caption here, as much as he's done for me in basketball, part of me think he's hindered me in my career what I could have been.
You's a liar!
Now, of late, Draymond Green has been, I guess, advocating for himself and his career, saying, man, I could have done more. Man, I could have done more. Yada, 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 brother. If you could have done more, we would have seen it. You had opportunities upon opportunities to show it, but you didn't want to show it because you know you don't have it. And you're telling me that he's hindered your game. So in games where Steph didn't play, or Clay didn't play, or this dude didn't play, or that dude didn't play, you was out there getting buckets, you're shooting efficiently. Like you, and that's the thing. Your numbers just don't pan out. You don't shoot efficiently. You miss free throws. You can't shoot threes. You can't shoot from anywhere. So what are you missing? You're not a dominant rebounder. You're really not a dominant defender. Like, what are we doing here? You've been in a bubble, and they've protected you the entirety of your career. But let's go ahead and listen to what he had to say, and then I'll respond, and then I'll go ahead and get in these comments here. All right, so here we are on Draymond Green's podcast page, the Draymond Green Show. Got to give credit to the content creator. Go ahead, and let's get into it.
He's such a unique person. There's things he's done that I can never forgive him for, and yet I will do anything for him. When you spend 14 years with someone, when you've had the runs that we've had, playing the role that I've had to play and being who I've had to be, some things like that are going to happen. Everything hasn't just been one way. You know, it hasn't just been like, oh man, Draymond did this, Steve's mad. I don't take that any way at all. You know, speaking of this December thing, you know, I spoke to him after that and it was like, I don't think you like me. I don't think you've ever liked me, if I'm honest. Like, he cried. Like, really? However, what he's meant to me in my life, what he's taught me in my life, I was just telling him in our exit interview, the things that he's taught me about being a winner, I'm not sure where else I could have got that. I played for Tom Izzo, and Steve just took that to a completely different level, and especially showing me things about this level and winning. Like, I could never repay him for that. It's so important to who I've become. As much as he's done for me in basketball, a part of me think he's hindered me in my career and what I could have become. You know, when KD came from 2016 on, I have not had a play in our playbook. Not a single play that we run for me in our playbook. This is 2016. But if you're going to take one gripe and not be able to move past it for all the other things, then you're shallow as a person. That says more about you as a person than it does about Steve or whoever else in that instant. You got to take the good with the bad, man.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So there you have it. And anyone who's watched any videos that I've made about Draymond Green, you already know I believe he's highly overrated. Nowhere near a Hall of Famer. Please stop it. You can be a very good contributor on a very good team or a great team and not be a Hall of Famer. Robert Horry being an example. Okay? Byron Scott being an example. If Draymond Green makes the Hall of Fame, then the floodgates are going to be open. There's a lot of guys who are going to deserve to go in there. You know? But so there you have it. So he feels that Steve Kerr has hindered his career and basically held him back. Talking about he hasn't had a play for him run since 2016. Let me tell you, bro. Do you think you've done enough to show that you should have plays run for you? You can read and react off of a play, but I'm not running no play for no dude who can't score. You think I should do that?
You think I'm a goddamn fool?
And, you know, you have, you know, I mean, this is his page, so you're going to have if you follow Draymond Green's podcast, you're going to more than likely be pro Draymond Green. Warriors ain't the Warriors without Draymond Green. I believe there are a number of dudes you could have replaced him with to fulfill that role. The only thing that you might not be able to get is the kicking people in the balls, because everybody's not going to do that. But aside from that, the basketball, man, you telling me just basketball wise, are you telling me that like a guy like Robert Covington couldn't do a lot of what Draymond Green does, but do it better? Because he won't be an offensive liability. If I'm just standing at the elbow and I'm waiting for Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson to come off screens, you tell me I can't make that pass? You out your mind, bro. Let's read some comments. Like I said, I was going to come back to this post because it's not going to be as pro Warriors, although the Warriors have a very, very, very strong online presence. They really do. What's this? Unprivileged Productions. Green is a bench player on any other team. Absolutely. I agree with that. I'm sure he's going to get some pushback here. I'll read the first few comments. Here we go. Sean P. Sullivan. You just don't know ball, kiddo. We wouldn't have won 4 without him staying in school.
That is f***ing stupid. Wake up.
Every Kevin Durant or every championship they won without Kevin Durant, they played against teams that were, every round of the playoffs. I would go through it if I felt like it, but you can do it yourself. Go to the 2015 and 2022 playoffs where they won championships minus Kevin Durant. Significant injuries on every team they played. Remember, LeBron gets credit for playing with nobody and scoring all kinds of points and averaging all kinds of numbers when no Kevin Love, no Kyrie. He's out there playing with Matthew Dellavedova and Timothy Mozgov and all these other guys. The Timothy Mozgov's most famous for getting dunked on by Blake Griffin, getting teabagged, getting Blake Griffin's fingers ran through his hair. That's what he's most famous for. And they struggled. They won that thing in 6? They struggled to win that one. 2022, injuries all over the place for every team they played, man. It is what it is. So you talk about no 4 without Draymond. What are you talking about, bro? Like, stop it. This is the dude who could be replaced. Easy. Tracy Tabera. Too this be true, the Warriors don't win their championships without Dre. And Dre's game only works for the system Kerr created at Golden State. If Dre played for another team or system, he may not be a starter. Man, he would have been out the NBA. You can bet your last dollar on it. Let's see. System. Remember, he only became a starter because David Lee went down due to injury. Prior to that, Dre was on the bench. Also, and David Lee was a much better player than Draymond Green, by the way. Also, Dre had a whole season to be number 1 option for the Warriors when Steph and Klay were out. Plays ran for him. He couldn't do anything offensively to help the team win, and they were absolutely atrocious. Ended up with the number 2 pick in the draft with this dude at the helm. And there wasn't no uptick in numbers or nothing like that. He just averaged 25. He didn't do it because he could not do it. So we're not going to do this revisionist history now where you talking about you could have been basically you got hindered. You could have been a top dog somewhere. You out your mind, bro. Stop being delusional. Let's see. Spider Dan 92. Imagine having KD, Steph, and Klay and thinking you should be in the playbook. Exactly. way better weapons than you all over the doggone place. We're not running no plays for you to do what? You get to touch the ball pretty often, more often than you probably should, because, you know, in the moments where the other team is not significantly overmatched, you make mistakes. When you cussed out Kevin Durant at that Clipper game and called him the B word, that only happened because you made mistakes, brother. Period. You're the one that kicked the ball out of bounds, cost him a chance to get a shot up. That was you. Let's see. Goose.ham, Draymond Green, the Andrew Reese of the NBA. Oh, man. Let's see. Derv_fit. He's right, Drake. Could have been a 15, 8, and 7 guys. In what league? The G League? Oh, man. Speaking of Andrew Reese, yeah, he definitely could have done that in the WNBA for sure. He'd be a dominant player in the WNBA. You know, 30, 12, 15, you know what I'm saying? Average triple-double. He could do that in the WNBA. The NBA, no, ain't no way, bro. There ain't no way, bro. What is this? DLW CRR 330. Draymond, you miss wide open layups. And on that note, we gonna wrap it up. Let me know what you guys think. Could Draymond Green have done more? Did Steve Kerr hinder his career? Or is Draymond Green spitting other nonsense? Let me know what you think. Hit the like, subscribe, please, as we continue to regrow the platform. And of course, till next time, I'm out.